How's it going, boys? Johnny Superb Man here, and in today's video, I am going to ask the question: do goaltender stats actually matter during the real-time or quick-time simulation in NHL 20's franchise mode? Over the years, I've done a lot of GM mode commentaries, and the one position I've never been able to figure out is goaltending. With the forwards, we figured out the advanced analytics with who takes the most shots. With defensemen, the takeaway to giveaway ratio with also body checks. But with goalies, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, with the Boston Bruins, my current GM mode commentary, I just had Tuukka Rask, 90 overall, 89 overall, back-to-back years, and he screws the pooch in the playoffs. And then, in other GM mode commentaries, I have an 82, 83 overall goaltender, and he plays like freaking Martin Brodeur. So we're going to jump into it here. I'm going to try a lot of different examples to try to see if we can figure out exactly what's the difference between a good goaltender and the difference between a goaltender who is not going to produce for you. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so we're at the end of year number 1. We did a real-time simulation with the Florida Panthers. I wanted to take control of Sergei Bobrovsky. I didn't edit the lines at all. There are no computer trades, no injuries, all the same settings that we've used in the past to make sure that the season and the teams don't change over the course of the year. All right, so year 1 done. The Panthers did not make the playoffs. Let's jump into these goaltender stats, right? So my theory in this game for current gen, for NHL 20, is that save percentage and goals against is more of an indication on how the team played rather than the goaltender and his ability, all right? I just feel like goaltender stats, they don't really matter in this. So you have Sergei Bobrovsky. He went 28, 26, and 8 over the course of the year. A 902 save percentage, which is actually not that far off on Sergei Bobrovsky's save percentage in real life, and goals against at 293 with only one shutout in 64 games played. My God. So 89 overall goaltender, right? Now, in real life, it's not always the case, but the goals against stat is more of a team stat. You can't blame a goaltender for power play goals, for breakaways, for 2-on-1. If you're playing on a shitty team that gives up a lot of high opportunity chances, how are you going to blame the goaltender for that? But the save percentage stat is a goalie stat because a bad team might be giving up 30, 35 plus shots a game, and if this goaltender can get in the groove, he can have that save percentage close to 920. And this, the save percentage and goals against, like I said, is an example or is an indication on how the team played. So we know the Florida Panthers played like crap with a save percentage of 902 and a goals against of 293. Sergei Bobrovsky had a horrible year. But if you look at the real NHL, a guy like Robin Lehner, right now the Chicago Blackhawks are 25th in the NHL. Robin Lehner has a save percentage of 922. His goals against is 292, which is similar to Sergei Bobrovsky, and he's played 25 games played, but a 922 save percentage, which is like top 5 or top 7 in the NHL, yet he's playing on the 25th worst team currently, right? So you just don't get that in this game. So right now what we're going to do is we are going to go to the entire league, and I want to show you guys exactly what I'm thinking here. So we're going to make sure that we only show the goalies who have played at least 40 games. I don't want backups in there. I want starters, and we are going to sort by save percentage. So here we go. Pekka Rinne at the top of the list with a 917 save percentage and a goals against of 261. Now, all these goalies at the top, I'm willing to bet, have a really good win-to-loss ratio. And there you go. Pekka Rinne, 41 wins, 20 losses. The save percentage and goals against is going to be great. Next up, Matt Murray for the Pittsburgh Penguins, 33 and 24, a 916 save percentage and a goals against of 252. Jonathan Quick up next, and here we go. Here's an interesting one. All right, so 30 wins, 28 losses, a save percentage of 915. Goals against is higher than Murray and Rinne. It's lower than Sergei Bobrovsky's, though, but this might be an example of a guy who's playing on a shitty team who just gets a lot of shots against. But 84 overall for the third best save percentage in the league, right? Next up, you got Jordan Binnington, 40 and 23. That makes sense. Vasilevsky, 37 and 22. That makes sense. Henrik Lundqvist, 37 and 23. That makes sense. Robin Lehner, all right, so with Chicago, but in this universe, he has a good record, 35 and 24. And then Craig Anderson, 21 and 30. You start to get into like the below 910 save percentages, right? But do you see, other than Jonathan Quick, which is an interesting one, but do you see a goaltender who's on a shitty team that just takes over in the save percentage categories? I don't. And so it really feels like if you're constructing a team here in GM mode, you should be building up your forwards to get goals and your defense to keep the puck out of the net, and then just get a goaltender that is a team-friendly contract. If you can get an 88 overall goaltender for less than $4 million, hell yeah, do it. But if that same goalie wants like $9.5 million come the re-sign stage, flip him for something else. So I also want to, let's just back out of this. I want to go to the entire league, team stats, and just take a look, like, are the Nashville Predators, because Pekka Rinne had the best save percentage, are they at the top of the NHL when it comes to points? Hang on a second, point totals? No. The Toronto Maple Leafs are top with 110 points. The Tampa Bay Lightning, Vasilevsky had a good save percentage, second with 103. St. Louis with Jordan Binnington, he was up there with 102. You got Pittsburgh Penguins with Matt Murray, and there's Nashville with Pekka Rinne, all right? So the Toronto Maple Leafs leading the NHL. Now, if you look at their goals against, I mean, it's 2.84. It's way up there, man. But their ability to score goals, 3.52. So that's what I'm feeling in this game, is that you should be building your team to score goals, not trying to keep the puck out of the net, because the simulation engine is just not built for that, right? So we go back to the Toronto Maple Leafs, point per game players, lots of goal scoring on that team, but what about Freddie Anderson? All right, so 37 and 20, but a save percentage of 906 and a goals against, that's nothing spectacular, 272. So the Toronto Maple Leafs have built their team to score goals with a goalie who's 88 overall, but he's playing like an average goalie. I mean, Jonathan Quick had a better season than Frederik Andersen, right? Now, is that because the Leafs simulate so well they don't give up a lot of shots per game? They're only giving up 20 shots, so when Andersen allows 2 or 3, it really hurts his save percentage. There's so many variables right here that I don't even know what to do. So the next step, we're going to take the best goaltender from this simulation, and we are going to lower all of his stats to see if the simulation is affected at all for the team. So we're going to go back to the Nashville Predators. I just want to show you guys, once again, Pekka Rinne. We are going to lower Pekka Rinne's stats all the way down. It's going to be the second worst overall, because I want to make sure that the backup is the worst overall, so Pekka still gets like 68 games played. But remember these stats. I'll write them down for you. 41, 20, and 7. 9 shutouts, a save percentage of 917, a goals against of 261. All right, we're going to see if that improves or gets worse, and also team stats for the Nashville Predators. Let's go to the Central Division. All right, the Nashville Predators, we want to keep in mind, sure, the wins, the record, 46, 27, and 9, whatever. I'm really interested in the goals against stat, which is right now 283, and the penalty killing stat, which is 84.9. Do these go up or get worse by making Pekka Rinne absolutely garbage? So what I'm going to do is, let's actually jump to editing Pekka Rinne. All right, so I did it. I absolutely butchered Pekka Rinne and Saros down to a 37 and 36 overall. The reason I got Pekka Rinne one stat higher is just because I want him to be the official starter during the regular season. I might even want to move him up to 38 just in case Saros. I should probably make Saros' potential crab, because high starter, he might actually grow. But you know what? As I was doing this, I was reminded about another hidden stat in this game that doesn't pop up when you're taking a look at a player's player card and all those individual stats. Just like shot frequency for a forward or for a defenseman, consistency for a goaltender. Now, I have to be honest, I have no clue what this does. It sounds like, if you max it out, then the goalie plays like his stats more often, whereas if it's low, he can have bad games. Perhaps this is a stat that's affecting goaltenders' simulation, right? What do you guys think consistency is? Because it doesn't show up anywhere else, and I do remember seeing this back all the way on Old Gen. It's one of those hidden stats that doesn't pop up. Interesting. But I can figure out which shooters take the most shots. I don't know how consistency would work in a stat. Like, how do you track that, right? That's going to be rough. But we got Pekka Rinne essentially at 37 overall. And another thing that's weird in this game is the weighted overalls. Like, I thought to get him down to 37 overall, I'd have to lower everything to 37, right? But no, I lowered it down to 36. And 36 is like the lowest you can go. Another weird thing. I don't know why you can't just put it to 0. Why is Why is 36 the minimum? Anyways, so I had to go 60 overall for each category, and then some 50s down here towards the end just to have him at 37. So we got Pekka Rinne at 37 and Saros at 36, and I will edit Saros's potential. So let's jump back into the same exact season. We'll simulate to the end of the year, but this time with Pekka Rinne and Saros for the Nashville Predators at 37 and 36 overall, and we will compare the defensive and goaltending stats. So let's jump to it. Thank the hockey gods. Goaltender stats are not meaningless. So with our simulation with Pekka Rinne and Saros at 37 and 36, the Nashville Predators are the worst team in the NHL with 51 points. Thank you. Thank you. If we made the playoffs with this, I would have thrown my hands up, man, in disbelief. So let's go into these individual stats. We'll take a look at the player stats first. I want to see and compare Pekka Rinne's stats to this year compared to last year. We'll see if he really did cost the team. All right, so Pekka Rinne, 20 wins, 40 losses. Yeah, a save percentage of .881. Now, in comparison to last season, his save percentage was .917. So it dropped all the way down to .881. And his goals against was .261. It went all the way up to .377. So we went drastic with this change, right? It's not like we lowered him to 75 overall, 65 overall. We went all the way down to 37 overall. Now, you'll never see a goaltender in the NHL during your simulation at 37 overall. I mean, rookies come into the league. I've seen a goalie at 17 years of age. I think I just drafted one who was like 49 overall, right? So they can come in kind of low. But it does, I mean, it's obvious that a goaltender who is 80-something overall is clearly going to simulate better than a goalie who's 37 overall. So that's good. But the next question is, where's the tipping point, you know? Can a goalie who's 50 overall compete? What about 60 overall? 70 overall? 80 overall? Is it just coincidence at a certain level? At least we have determined that a goalie who's absolute the worst you can make him will not win the Vezina. I mean, I could put him on a stacked team, but we just had the Nashville Predators as the 5th best team in the NHL the last sim, and they come out as the worst team this time around. So I think we succeeded with our experiment right there. Let me go to team stats. Just take a look at this quickly. Central Division. So last year we won, or last time we simulated with the regular Rinne, we had 46 wins, 101 points. We got 22 and 51 points. What's our goals against? 4.33. It was 2.83 last time we simmed, and the penalty kill percentage 69.5. It was 84.9. All right, so success, ladies and gentlemen, success. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to re-simulate the season all over again, but this time we're going to increase Pekka Rinne's stats to 99 overall. Saros is going to be 98, but Pekka Rinne is going to be 99. So this experiment is going to be to see if there's a difference between a goalie who's 99 overall and a goalie who is, 88, 89, 87 when we simulated? So we're going to jack it all the way up. So let's see what happens for the next season sim. Okay, so another season simulation in the books, and an interesting record, 46, 27, and 9. So with 101 points, we almost doubled our point totals from when Rinne and Saros were 37 and 36 overall. But the exact same record as when Pekka Rinne was an 88 overall before we edited his stats at all. The exact same record. So there is a difference. I will say this. There is a difference between a goalie who's in the high 80s, mid 80s to a goalie who's 36 overall. But is there a difference between a goalie who's already 88, 89 to a goalie who's 99? Because the Nashville Predators had the exact same regular season. So let's jump into the individual stats, and we'll see if Pekka Rinne's save percentage or goals against has actually gotten better here, all right? So goalies, Pekka Rinne. So the year that he played well and we simulated, he actually had more wins. His record was 41, 20, and 7. So he had a better record when he was 88 overall. His save percentage has gone up. What was it? It's the exact same. Holy shit. Pekka Rinne had a 917 save percentage in the first season simulation, and he's got a 917 save percentage again at 99 overall. His goals against was 2.61. It's now 2.55. So 0.06. That's not really, you know what I mean? That's, again, the team stat over the course of the entire season. how many games played did he? I didn't actually record how many games played he had. And he actually had 9 shutouts at 88 overall. So it's only a slight difference, but statistically speaking, he had a better season at 88 overall than he did at 99 overall. So I don't know what to make of this experiment. Perhaps you guys can help me out, but it seems like there doesn't seem to be much of a difference between 80s and 90s, but there clearly is a difference when you go down way too low. So I guess the next question is, where's the tipping point, you know? Maybe you guys can help me do some experiments with 70 overall goaltenders, 60 overall goaltenders, because a 99 overall and an 88 doesn't seem to have that many differences in them. So I have one more experiment that I would like to try out. We've seen now how the goaltenders react during the quick time simulation, but I've had a hunch over the past few years that the real-time simulation and the quick-time simulation are different. It's almost like you can go into a game and simulate, and your goaltender all of a sudden will play like crap. During the real-time sim or the quick-time sim over the course of the regular season with my Boston Bruins, Tuukka Rask played fantastic. And then in the playoffs, when we go into the real-time sim, he slows it down. All right, so one more experiment. Let me set all this up, and we'll see if we can determine whether or not it is different for the real-time sim. All right, so let's get to the final experiments. We got to determine whether or not real-time sim and quick simulation are any different, because you know, in the past, I felt like my goalies simulate great during the regular season when I'm going the quick-time simulation. And then for the playoffs, when I slow it down, we go real-time, it's like my goalies just decide to crap the bed. So, what we got here is I'm going to do a playoff round between two teams, the all-time West and the all-time East. I wanted two teams that had a stacked forward core, stacked blue line, but then edit their goaltenders. So the team that we're going up against, the West, all right, stacked up front, on the blue line, stacked, and between the posts, they got Grant Fuhr and Ed Belfour. So an 89 and a 90 overall goaltender. Two goalies that you could acquire during franchise mode. You could draft a guy and turn him into a 90 overall, all right? And if you had a 90 overall, you'd expect him to produce during the playoffs. That's the whole point. And the team that we are is the all-time East, all right? Now, when you look at their lineups, same thing, Clark Lemieux, Lafleur, a bunch of 90 overall players in there. Blue line, bunch of 90 overall defensemen, but here's the difference. Our goaltenders, I edited their stats down. I didn't go as low as 36. I went to 60 and 53 because I wanted to see if they played a little bit better. But there's no excuse for Patrick Watt, 60 overall, outplaying Ed Belfour at 90 overall, right? I mean, a 60 overall, that's the equivalent in franchise mode of bringing in a rookie from Sweden and playing him, and in his rookie year being a Vezina Trophy, winning the Stanley Cup. So we got Plant and Patrick Waugh. Hang on a second. And we still have, the third goalie, Billy Smith. I've dropped him down to 50 overall. The weird thing is when I go to this game mode, you can't actually edit lines. It's weird, so I had to edit the lines here before I go into it. So we're going to start up in playoff mode, which is exactly the same as what we do in my GM mode once we get to the playoffs. All right, I'm going to set up these options. Two teams, best of 7, 20 minutes, continuous OT. We're going to go Superstar, and we're going to go full sim. All right. The away team is going to be the team that we're going up against. Hang on a second. The alumni all-time, we're going up against the all-time West All-Stars. And the team that we are in control of, even though we're not really, I can't even edit the lines, like I said. All-time East. There you go, all right? So, an all-star Stanley Cup Finals here, boys. Which team is going to simulate better? Now, like I said, I can't actually show you the lineups from here, but I just showed you them. Based on the second simulation with the Nashville Predators, when we had a 36 overall goaltender, you know what? In fact, I'm going to save this. And we can do a real-time sim and we can do a quick-time sim, all right? So overwrite the current file. There you go. And we can come back to it because I think I turned autosave off. So first we'll do a quick-time sim, the same kind of sim that we do during the regular season, all right? The Western All-Stars should absolutely whoop our ass here. So sim to next game. Here we go. The Eastern All-Stars win game number 1 with their goaltender, all right? So it's one game. Remember, with the Nashville Predators, we did get 50 points during the regular season, all right? So we We were capable. It's not like we went 0-82. So and this team still has a lethal forward core and a lethal blue line. So we won one game. Simulate the next one. Let's. Oh no. I didn't want to go into this. Damn it! I screwed it up. I did not want to go into this. Finish game. Yeah, just finished the game. Let's see. I did not want to go into this. And the West wins 5-3. Damn it, man. Completely screwed it up. All right, so play next game. No, I don't want to play next game. Sim to next game. There you go. Sim to next game. The Western All-Stars win that game. They're up 2-1 in the series. So 1-1 if we don't count that other game. Sim to next game. Yeah, 2-1 for the Western All-Stars. All right, and are they going to take it? No problem here. Sim to next game. 3-2 for the Eastern All-Stars. or for the Western All-Stars. It's really 2-2. And sim to the next game, and the Western All-Stars are going to take it. All right, so just like the Nashville Predators' second year, the team with the worst goaltending did not do well. All right, now it was only 3-2. We did better than maybe we should have, but I didn't make them 36 overall, remember. I made them 60 overall. Patrick Roy was 60 overall. But the real experiment that I wanted to do was I wanted to jump in, because I have a hunch that when you jump in and you do the quick time sim or the real time simulation, playoffs number 1, I think it is. When you do the real time simulation, I think RNG pops up a lot more. The element of randomness is more apparent. So we had the exact same series. All right, let's jump into it. We're going to simulate the games now. And this is going to be like what we do during the playoffs. All right, so West versus East. First period, the East goes up 4-0. You see what I mean? So with our team of 60 overall goaltenders, this is the kind of stuff that you run into during the real-time sim in the playoffs. Second period, 4-1. Now, can the West score 3 on a shitty Patrick Roy? And it is Patrick Roy in the net, 60 overall. All right. Third period, they get 1, but Patrick Roy only 2 goals against, and the East end up beating them. See what I mean? This is what I run into. Now, hang on a second. East stats. Is there any way I can take a look? I'm pretty sure Patrick Roy is. Can I look at his? I can't look. See, this is what's so frustrating. I can't even look at his overall. There's nowhere where I can edit the lines to look at a player card. There's nothing I can do in this game mode. God damn EA Sports. So hang on a second. If I go to team points, and if I go to goaltenders, I got Patrick Roy. There you go. 60 overall. All right. He is 60 overall. All right. So there is no excuse. And the Western Conference, the Eastern Conference, what? Eastern Conference. I thought, I see, right, because I put the right. That's just okay. Never mind. And Belfour was in the net, a 5.71 save percentage, and Fuhr went in. So a 90 overall gets a 5.71 save percentage. Now it's only one game. Let's not go crazy, but I just want to see. All right, so simulate. Let's see what happens here in game number 2. West versus East. First period. All right, so 1-1. Potvin and Gretzky. Second period. There it is. All right, so the West opens up on Patrick Roy. 4 goals for. Plant is in there as well. 6-1 lead after 2. Third period underway, and they get another one. So 7-2. That's more like it. Those are the games that you expect. Remember, it's not Patrick Roy in the net. It's a rookie goaltender in the net, all right? I edited his stats. So a 1-1 series tie. Simulate to the next. I want to. No. I'm playing next game. Simulate, right? Yeah, if I go to sim to next game, it'll skip it. All right, so game number 3. First period, the West goes up 2. So again, they score on Patrick Roy. Second period, they get 4 on him. All right, so they are scoring goals on him. Mario Lemieux scores for the East. And third period underway, we end up getting 2. And yeah, they keep on scoring goals on us. So the last 2 games, forget the first game. The first game was one of those weird ones. The last 2 games make sense. So you know what? I'm liking it so far. Goaltender stats do seem to matter. So let's go game number 4 with a 2-1 series lead for the Western All-Stars. Let's see if Patrick Roy's got a game in him. First period. All right, so another good game here so far to start. We get the offense, and we also keep them from shooting. Only 7 shots against. So the team itself, right? Not Ed. And Patrick Roy is in the net. Yeah. Second period. They get 1. We get 1. Mario Lemieux and Wayne Gretzky. Are we going to tie this series up? Add 2. Third period underway. All right, so they got 4 goals, but we got 7. You see what I mean about the real-time simulation? It's like, You got a 2-2 series tie after 4 games. A 2-2 series tie with goaltenders at 60 overall. Now, I think the reason this series is tied is not because of our goaltending. It's because of our team. They've just been playing. They've been able to keep up with the All-Stars. But that just confirms my theory about when you're constructing a team in GM mode, build the forward core, build the blue line, and then pick up the goaltender last. Don't build from the back out. All right, so it's a 2-2 series tie. Let's get into this. Simulate for game number 5. If the Eastern All-Stars win this, my God, man. First period. All right, so a 2-1 lead for the West. Belfour and Patrick Waugh are still in there. Second period. All right, so they get one more. 25 shots, though. He's playing just fine. And the third period, ooh, all right, so they got 5 right there. Yeah, so when they open up, they do score on him. But over the course of a 7-game series, you know, things can go wrong. An overtime game, I guarantee you, though, the team on front of him is certainly helping out. So it is a 3-2 series lead for the West. Let's get to game number 6. Simulate. Let's see if Patrick Waugh can go into hero mode here and save the series. Force a game 7. First period. All right, so the West open up the goal scoring on Patrick. Shots are 11-8 in favor of the East, so they're playing well. They just got to find a way to score on Ed Belfour. Second period, and they do. So we got a 1-1 tie. Matt Sundin, baby, scoring on his old teammate. So a 1-1 tie going into the third period. Can Patrick Waugh shut the door, or is the West going to take it in 6 games? Third period. Oh, see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. So the way I see it, right, this is game 6. You've had 6 games, and a 60 overall goaltender has had 2.5 good games. All right, he allowed a lot of goals in those games, but Ed Belfour has had just the exact same type of series, and here we are. If Ed Belfour can outplay, if Patrick Waugh can outplay Ed Belfour here in overtime, then you have a 3-3 series tie with a 60 overall goaltender who has played just as well as a 90 overall goaltender. You gotta think that Ed Belfour is gonna win it, and the West are going to conquer overtime, and they do. The West does get it. They survived the scare of the lifetime, but the Western All-Stars do end up taking it in 6 games. All right, so the all-time West playoff mode is now complete. All right, let me just take a look at these stats. I want to take a look at the goaltender stats. So what do you guys think? I mean, you've seen the experiments now. It does seem like goalie is very there's a little bit of randomness to it, but yep, there you go. 840 save percentage, which matches up to what Pekka Rinne's save percentage was during the regular season. Goals against way up there. So that was a lot worse than what Tuukka Rask did for us in the playoffs. And let's see Ed Belfour. See what I mean? So he was the better goalie, but he was not a good goalie. And he had a good team on front of him, so what's the excuse? Was our team just too stacked? This is my point. Goaltender stats, I'm going to say it right now, they do matter. All right, they do matter. Through these experiments, they do matter. But when every goalie in the game is between, 82 and 89 overall, that's only a 7-point overall difference. Is there a real difference when there's only 7 points in between the goaltenders? I don't think so. I think there's a huge difference when you have something like 36 overall to 99 overall, or 60 overall to 99 overall, something like that, like a 30-point difference. But as you close the gap, that difference goes away, and it really does come down to just randomness. All right, so if I was building a team, build it to score goals, like the Toronto Maple Leafs, like we saw the first simulation. Build the offense to get the goals, build the defense to get the goals, and then pick up a goaltender that can just get it done at 84, 85, 86 overall. Because you could bring in a 90 overall goaltender and his save percentage could still be less than 900, and you could have a tough 6-game series against a team with a 60 overall goaltender. So there's the experiments, boys. I will say it, goalie stats do matter, but how much? I'll leave it to you guys in the comments section. Take it easy, and I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, Johnny here, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and make sure notifications are on so you don't miss out on any new content. We also live stream on Twitch where I take days off my life for your entertainment. Sonny Gray, get out of it. You stupid pieces of shit! I should have gone with Jose for Hernandez! Oh my God, pitching change. Fernandez, get your ass in there. Oh, I swear to God, baseball God just decided to all over me. Grand slam. Oh, yeah. Make me miss the playoffs with a first-ranked team. Year 2, 30 games above 500, no divisional win, trip to the wild card, first inning.